Welcome to Pin Scheduler. You'll notice right away that the Smart Schedule is on the right, which shows you open time slots and the pins that you already have scheduled. This gives you a bird's eye view of your upcoming marketing and really serves as a visual planner for your Pinterest feed. You can quickly spot and fill gaps in your Pinterest content calendar. And you can edit, schedule, and then see your upcoming pins in one place. One feature I really like here is the little video indicator. So, as well as seeing your total content for each day, you can also get a sense of how often you're pinning videos and how often you're pinning static pins.
If you have open spots in your schedule, you can very quickly drag and drop a pin from one time slot to another. Bloop, there it goes. I'll go ahead and move it back. The other thing that you'll notice right away is that draft pins are now clearly laid out in rows, so it's easier to both see and work on them. You have the option to edit one at a time. You also have the option to choose several and move them into bulk editing. I'll show you more about that in just a second. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other cool things that you can do with Pin Scheduler. I mentioned earlier that the Smart Schedule on the right-hand side of your screen gives you a bird's eye view of the pins that you have in your queue. Now, if you're like us, you are probably looking to pin a certain volume on any given day. For us, we're working on increasing our pinning volume. We want to make sure that we're getting to at least an average of 5 pins a day. As I'm looking at my Smart Schedule, I can see very clearly, oh, I only have 3 pins here. Well, I can go into my Smart Schedule settings and change that up without leaving the Pin Scheduler. One thing that's really cool about this is that I can see immediately that on Sunday I've met my goal of 5 pins a day, Monday I have 6, and then the rest of the week, especially in the middle of the week, I have a couple days where there's lighter pinning volume. So I just select one of those days, in this case Thursday, and I'm going to choose a nighttime slot and add that. And then I'll also change and make sure I get one more slot here. This time I'm going to go with another mid-morning slot, so I'll add that. And then I can do the same thing on Tuesday and Wednesday. Another great thing about the Smart Schedule and the Pin Scheduler is that as you're hovering over the pins that you have in your queue, if you find that there's one that you want to make some changes to, you just select Edit, make the changes that you like, or even unschedule it or delete the pin. It's all available right here in the Pin Scheduler.
So you might be asking yourself, how do I get content into Tailwind to begin with? How do I start getting my pins into Tailwind? Here's how that works with the Pin Scheduler. When I'm ready to add more pins, I select Upload Pins and I choose the pins that I want to add. So I have 3 pins ready to go. I select the pins, drag and drop them into the Upload Media screen, and then select Create Pins. Those pins are now available in my drafts for me to edit and schedule.
And now it is time to see the magic of bulk scheduling. Each of these pins is going to direct people to the new free Tailwind group board finder. And I want to make sure that I don't have to add that URL to each of these pins individually. So I'm going to select all 3 of them. You could select more if you want, but in this case I have 3. And I'm going to choose bulk edit. I'll go in and I'll enter the URL and apply those changes to all of the selected pins. So you can see that each of these pins now has that URL added, and instead of having to add it to them individually, I was able to do it in one very quick action.
Tailwind Ghostwriter is built right in, so you can get help with Pinterest SEO optimized copy from Ghostwriter AI whenever you need it.
Here's how this would work. In this case, I'm pinning to a blog post and I'm a little stuck. So I click on Ghostwriter, I enter the URL of the blog post, and I tell Ghostwriter that I'm working on informational content and this is broadly about Pinterest marketing. I enter the keywords or phrases that I'm interested in. So this is Pinterest marketing, and I'm going to add a call to action, which is read more on the blog. I click Generate Pin Details, and Ghostwriter starts writing my keyword optimized Pinterest titles and Pinterest descriptions for me. I'm going to go with number 2. I'll click Save Details, and that is now loaded into my pin and ready to go.
There's another cool feature that is available in Tailwind that I want to make sure that you're aware of, and it's available in the pin scheduler too. It's the alt text option.
Adding alt text to your pins is a great idea, and I wanted to show you something that Tailwind has just developed to make that even more simple. We now have a free image alt text generator. I've pulled it up here. And if I want to add alt text to a pin, all I have to do is drop my pin in, and Tailwind will upload that image. And then I click Generate Alt Text, and immediately I have alt text created for me. I'll go right back to the pin scheduler and drop that in.
Our pins are ready now. They have pin titles, they have keyword optimized descriptions, they have the website URL, and they have alt text added.
All that's left to do is to choose the boards that I want to pin to. I'm going to go ahead and do that from the board list that I've created. And then I will be able to select all 3 of these and schedule them in one click. All right. They're in my schedule now, and they are no longer in my drafts. All of those pins scheduled at once with one click. And that is what Pin Scheduler is all about, helping you to pin faster, pin easier. It is optimized for bulk editing and bulk scheduling, and we think you and your audience are going to love it because it's going to save you tons of time.